Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another Bad Beats. Epic fail. Hello, YouTube. The Blob here, bringing you something new. I played a ninth age game a couple hours ago, and just utterly took a beating, and in a relatively short period of time. And in that moment, was inspired to create this. This is Bad Beats. This is where um, we showcase our epic fail moments in wargaming. Not just the ninth age. Hopefully, we'll have bad beats for lots of games. But yeah, I noticed that part of YouTubing is people speculating if YouTube creators aren't showing their beats, they're just showing when they highlight themselves. And I figured, who cares? So here it is. This is an epic fail moment. This is bad beat number one. Um, so I had 3,000 points of Vampire Covenants, and I took a Blood Dragon list, two Blood Dragon Lords. One of them was the General, a bunch of Vampire Knights, lots of skeletons, a unit of 4 ghosts. But the point is, this was a relatively new list for me. Um, and I was up against 1,500 points of Equitane and 1,500 points of Empire of Sanshal. And I was fairly confident in this list, even though I had just built it, never played it. Never played with Blood Dragons ever, not even in the old days. Um, so definitely skeptical of that. But the way I ended up deploying my army and the way I ended up playing it early on, I felt really good about what I was doing. But anyway, you can see here, my line is zombies, bats, skeletons. In there's one of the blood knights, blood vampires, ghouls. These are ghasts. This big long line of 5 ghasts. This was my first fail, and big thing of knights. You can see a bunch of stuff's not painted. Anyway, more zombies with a necromancer in there. Excuse me. Some spirit hosts, some more zombies, wraiths, and a vampire on a the new thing now. It's an abyssal terror, is what it is, but I think it's called a monstrous something. But anyway, yeah, there's my deployment. You could see Empire kind of, turtling up there with their war engines on this hill. They got fast cats, skirmishers, big block of halberdiers, swordsmen, and then Equitane lances, and then more Empire stuff, including some Equitane fast cab moving forward, some riflemen, I guess is what those are in the back there from Sanshal. Couple of Vanguard shots. I felt pretty good. Still, not really entirely sure, but felt pretty good. My spells were invocation across. It was all necromancy, so invocation across the board 3 times. Um, and then I also had the magic missile, Gaze of Satesh, which was awesome. And reroll to wound and fear. I can't remember what that one is right now, but I had some decent spells. I'm pretty happy with it. So there's some vanguards, a couple more vanguards, and the way placement happened, I got the turn to go first. So we just kind of move up, and I Gaze of Satesh some of that Equitane fast cab, and they're annihilated on my right. There's a shot of them off to the side. Kill them all to a man. And then this is where the bottom of one, first, maybe second fail of the game right here. I put this vampire on his monster's terror too close. Bretonians get in there. They're going to stomp the shit out of him. And I don't kill anything. I don't think I wound anything. I roll so badly. A couple more shots. You can see Sanshal fast cab moving up, coming after the zombies. Didn't really worry about this, not at all. And the Empire line and the Equitane line moving forward like this. They're not afraid of me, but I'm not afraid of them. So what can you do? Shooting. Bottom of one, you can see a couple of zombies. Ghouls, this is the Hellblaster, and the skeletons, this is the Trebuchet. Not bad. Combat, yeah, they just raffle stomp this guy. Nice fail there. Nice fail. And there he goes. And the Lance likes to reform like this. Not entirely sure why, but my two opponents were sort of talking that over. So they're facing the wrong way, which I'm feeling really good about. Turn 2. Covenant turn 2. Bats and ghouls are all issuing charges, and these Empire skirmishers start fleeing on me. Both units running away, so whatever. Everybody just kind of shuffles forward. Bats take a wound from the dangerous terrain right there. Still feeling really good here. Normal moves. You can see I kind of arced out like this. Really unsure what to do with the unit of 5 ghasts in the left of this shot here with the ghouls in front, but I know Empire doesn't really want to fight him, and I'm trying to get him into the fight and free up the Vampire Knights to go do their thing. Over on the right, you can see I moved my mounted wraiths to such a thing so that he can't reform this Bretonnian Lance where it is. He's got to ride past me, or he's got to reform into a strange formation facing me. But I'm just making him make that decision. You know, I didn't want to charge this Lance in the front with those guys because the guy in there had a magic weapon. He'd strike first because my guy's got great weapons. He'd hew down a couple. I might do some wounds at strength 5. But, you know, fuck that. I'd rather railroad this guy. So that happens. I'm still feeling confident here. I get a couple more spells off here and there this turn, including a sweet gaze of Satesh all the way into the back where those handgunners were, those Empire handgunners. Kill everyone but one. Couldn't cause any panic checks. And he goes running for the table edge. Good guy, bottom of 2. Also my zombies charge the Empire Sanshal fast cab on the left. Empire 2, those guys don't rally and are going to ride off the table. You'll see in the shot here soon. But the Empire skirmishers who fled towards the war engines rallied, and the Empire charged into the ghouls who were rebuilt after Hellblaster fire by some invocations. I didn't care about the ghouls dying, and I know if they die to a man and the Empire overruns, they'll hit the ghasts, and I'm fine with that. Because then I can start thinking about genuine counter charges. So in this shot, the Bretonnian Lance I had railroaded near the Wizard's Tower has ridden off camera, and the other Lance has made a decent charge distance. I think he ended up rolling a 10 and slammed into my mounted wraiths. So fail number 3? I didn't think he was going to make this charge. The Bretonnians are facing the wrong way, but as soon as they chomp these guys, they'll just turn. And so, yeah, wraith wasted. You can see this shot, that Bretonnian Lance who was railroaded near the Wizard's Tower has ridden down the line and reformed to face my flank. They're still out of the game for now, so whatever, you know. Not so confident anymore. Here's a shot of an empty hill. You can see that's where the Empire Sanshal fast cab fled from the zombie charge and then never rallied and then ran off the table. So score 1 for zombies, just for being around. 2 wounds on the Spirit Host here. This was a Equitane spell, Bolts of Burning. I don't know. It did 2d6 to us because we're undead, and it was something like strength 4. But I had to let it go through, and you know, good luck on me. Misfire dice. This is their Trebuchet. Glorious, glorious misfire. And it was for 2 turns. In combat, the Bretonnian Lance Raffle stomps my mounted race. Looks like that. They reform like that. So what? I'll put some zombies in their face and then figure it out later. Right? Right. Here's a close-up of the ghouls in the fight with the Empire General and his BSB and the Halberdiers and the veteran. I think he said they were Imperial Guard, so they're veteran. Um, Strength 4, Initiative 4, or Weapon Skill 4. Anyway, they're decent guys. I kind of like the Empire Sonnenstahl book, given those kind of options out. And this is what they do to the ghouls. There's 4 left, and then they disintegrate. And strange thing here, only the main Empire sword unit elects to overrun into the ghasts. Don't know why the other one didn't, but there's a ghast missing, you'll notice, and I think that was a cannonball that did that, and a hellblaster. They combine fire. And there's a wound on the ghast. So, Undead 3, Bats, try to charge the, yeah, you're going to see some weird stuff here. This is where it all goes wrong, people. Just so you know. Bats, try to charge long bomb through the woods at the skirmishers in front of the war engines, and they stand and shoot some bats, and the bats fail. Zombies are just shuffling up behind the bats. Big skeleton brick tried to charge into the fight with the ghasts and failed. The halberdier unit, you'll notice, is way in the back there. So I take back what I just said about trying to charge into the fight with the ghasts. So the skeletons tried to charge the halberdier unit, and for some reason the halberdier unit chose to flee. So they fled back away to the right of the camera shot, but then my ghosts, the spirits, phantom hosts, also declared charge and pushed him way back there. My reasoning was to push him away from the Empire General. So like leadership 7 back there, and if they just keep running, thank the Dark Gods. So skeletons try to charge there, and when they flee, they couldn't redirect into the fight with the sword guys. Because of where the Vampire Knights were, I couldn't hit the front of the Empire unit corner to corner and then wheel to close it, because it's like a mega bus of skeletons. So it's an auto fail. At which point, I sent in my Blood Dragon General with 8 attacks base with a +3 weapon, +3 A weapon, and his frickin' horse. And he's a weapon master, and he's got lethal strike, and anyway, corner to corner, what you can see in this shot on the bottom right, with the swordsman, and I'm gonna kill whoever he takes the challenge with. I have to challenge. He'll probably give me the unit champion. I'll get a quick 4 wounds out of the guy, which will negate ranks, maybe, and one of the banners. I charged, he charged, and then the ghasts will go to town and hopefully kill more. And even if we lose, we won't lose by much, and there's a BSB right behind, so we'll crumble less. 1. Fail. Fail, fucking fail. Okay, so, in this other shot, Ghost redirected after scaring the halberdiers into the vampire hunter back there and his skirmishers who stood, and my zombies just sort of formed roadblocks while the level 4 necromancer down at the bottom left jumped out of the unit, prepared to brace herself for a frickin' cannonball, and my vampire knights just sort of shuffle aimlessly. Okay. Combat. There's a close-up of the ghost fighting some skirmishers. Just had to get that. There's a close-up of my general with all the killie in the world. It's just a conversion model I'm working on, by the way. But a general with all the killie in the world versus anyone who wants to fight him. And in combat. Did the ghost fight first. We, up in the top right, we managed to get some stuff done. Not much. And then we went on to the fight in the middle. And I had 8 attacks with the vampire, 9 with his mount. 9 more from the ghasts who were touching in combat is 18. Plus stomps would be what, 21. I did 2 wounds. 2. I killed the champion. This is the best part. I killed the champion in the challenge with the general, but I only did it because one of the dice was lethal strike. Everything else missed to hit or failed to wound. All of it, even the horse. So 1 wound on the champion, 1 wound from the ghasts on the rank and file, because not only did they not poison anyone or cause any wounds, but they didn't wound with their stomps either. So we lose by 4 in the combat, which means 3 wounds to the gas, 4 wounds to the gas, 4 wounds to the general, and even though the BSB is nearby and makes it 3 wounds, the Vampire Lord only has 3 wounds. So poof goes to general, and at that point, with the epic fail fresh, and the Bretonnians lining up to wade through zombies to crush us under, I shook my opponent's hands, both of them, and congratulated them, and decided to make the first epic fail bat rep. Bad Beats, episode number 1. This was it. Epic fail. Not just bad placement of a couple of things, like that flying vampire knight and the race off to the right flank. Like, the whole right flank was a debacle of fails, but then the epic fail of sending my general in alone, charging out of the vampire unit, where he was supposed to stay the whole time. Anyway, this has been the Blob. Epic fail.